Imagine flipping ribs on your smoker. The sweet scent of hickory wafting through your quiet suburban yard. When suddenly a self-appointed queen of the cul-de-sac storms up. Badge gleaming like a tin star. Ready to declare your dinner a felony. That's how it started for me. Nolan Pierce. In the picture-perfect hell of Willow Creek Estates. Where the grass is greener only because the HOA president, Karen Whitaker, measures it with a ruler and fines you if it's off by a quarter inch. The sun was dipping low that Saturday, casting golden rays over my gravel driveway, when I heard the clip-clop of sensible pumps marching like they own the earth. I didn't bother turning, the voice sliced through the air like a bad infomercial. Mr. Pierce. This is your third warning. Open flames after 5 p.m.? You're turning this neighborhood into a fire hazard and a visual blight. There she was. Karen Whitaker, HOA President Extraordinaire. Standing at the edge of my property like a border guard. Her pearl necklace choked her neck. And her clipboard was clutched like a holy relic. I wiped my hands on my apron, flipping a slab of brisket with deliberate slowness. Evening. Karen. Last I checked. This is my land. No HOA strings attached. She huffed, her eyes narrowing to slits. Section 4.2 of the Covenants prohibits unsightly activities that depreciate property values. Your contraption is billowing smoke like a factory chimney. Think of the children. I chuckled low. Basting the meat. The kids next door just asked if they could come over for seconds. But sure. Let's pretend my grill is the real threat to suburbia. Not your endless newsletters about approved mailbox colors. Her face twitched. That polite smile cracking just a hair. I've mapped your parcel. You're within our jurisdiction. Cease or face fines. I met her gaze. Calm as the smoker. You might want to double-check those maps. Karen. My plot predates your little empire. Opted out years ago. She turned beet red, but spun on her heel with a prim "this isn't over," her pumps grinding gravel like she was punishing the ground. 2 days of eerie silence followed. The kind that hums with unspoken plots in a neighborhood where smiles hide daggers. I was watering my tomato plants when a city van rolled up, disgorging a guy in a fluorescent vest with a tape measure and a frown. Morning. Sir. Code enforcement. Complain about unpermitted outdoor installations and potential health violations. I set down the hose. Arms folded. Let me guess, my smoker? He nodded, scanning his tablet. Described as an industrial pollution device. Also, rumors of unlicensed food prep. I led him to the backyard, pointing out the setup. Bought it at Home Depot. No catering here, just feeding myself and the occasional neighbor who isn't terrified of flavor. He poked around, then scratched his head. Your address. It's outside the HOA zone by a good 10 feet. This complaint's barking up the wrong tree. As he packed up, I caught a glint from Karen's window, binoculars. No doubt. Who filed it? I asked casually. He smirked. Anonymous. But we've seen a spike from this block. Folks using us as their personal hit squad. That night, I dusted off my old security cams, wiring them up with a view of the driveway and fence. If Karen wanted to play inspector, I'd give her an audience she didn't ask for. The whispers started creeping in like fog, neighbors murmuring that I was running a back alley barbecue joint, devaluing homes with my redneck rituals. I ignored it, sipping coffee on my porch, watching Karen's minivan cruise by twice a day. Her eyes like lasers. But Friday night, the cams pinged at 3 a.m. Grainy footage showed a shadowy figure slinking up. Hoodie up. dumping a bag by my shed and slathering something foul on the door. Dawn revealed the mess: rotting fish heads, broken bottles, and a streak of what smelled like rancid oil mixed with vinegar. "Cute," I muttered, gloving up to bag it. Deputy Ramirez showed up quick after my call, his face twisting at the stench. "This is vandalism. Plain and simple." "Got prints? DNA?" I handed over the footage. "Run it. And check those gloves, they look fresh from a salon." He nodded. "Bagging evidence. We'll process." "Smells like desperation." By Monday, he was back with a prosecutor in tow. Miss Elena Vargas. Sharp as a tack. The prints match Lila Whitaker, Karen's niece. "She's got a record for petty stuff," dropped when Andy footed the bill. Vargas leaned in. "But this? Caught on cam. Premeditated. We're charging." I nodded, keeping my cool. "And the rumors? Folks saying I'm poisoning the air with my cooking." She smiled thinly. "That's next. Sounds like defamation if she's spreading it via HOA channels." The flyers hit like confetti from hell, glossy sheets in every mailbox. A blurry photo of me at the smoker. Captioned, "Illegal operations threaten our sanctuary." Karen's signature at the bottom. Preaching about upholding standards for the greater good. I pocketed one. Heading to Vargas. "She's gone full propaganda." Vargas scanned it. "This uses HOA letterhead. If funds paid for it, that's misuse." That evening, deputies knocked on Karen's door. From my window, I saw her gesticulating wildly. Voice carrying, "This is harassment. I'm protecting our values." They handed her papers, her posture deflated like a punctured tire. Neighbors started trickling over, first old Mr. Harlan, grumbling about Karen fining him for unapproved bird feeders. Then Sarah, the single mom, whispering how Karen blocked her garage sale permit over aesthetic concerns. We met quietly in Harlan's basement, swapping stories like war wounds. "She threatened to report my kid's lemonade stand as unlicensed commerce," Sarah said, eyes flashing. "All because it cluttered the sidewalk." We compiled a dossier: emails, fines, threats. "Time to flip the script," I said. We petitioned the county for a hearing on HOA misconduct, citing fund abuse and harassment. The board scheduled it fast. Smelling blood. The hearing room buzzed like a hive. Fluorescent lights harsh on the fake wood panels. Karen sat ramrod straight in a pastel blazer, flanked by her yes-men. Her smile a veneer of civility. "This farce is driven by one man's grudge against order," she declared, voice dripping honeyed venom. "Mr. Pierce flouts rules that keep our community pristine." Vargas stood, unflinching. Multiple complaints. "Ms. Whitaker. Let's start with the flyers, printed on HOA dime. Falsely accusing a resident of crimes." Karen waved a hand. "Educational materials. To foster awareness." The commissioner raised a brow. "And the $1,500 reimbursement for consulting services to a firm that traces back to your niece's address?" Karen's eyes darted. "Standard procedure for compliance enforcement." I presented my binder, maps proving my opt-out. Cam footage of the vandalism. Receipts showing HOA cash funneled to phantom vendors. "This isn't about my grill, it's about power trips." Murmurs rippled. Then Ramirez entered, folder in hand. "Texts from your phone to Lila, make it messy. Show him what happens to rebels." DNA on the bag matches. Karen's face crumpled. From smug to stunned. "Fabricated." I was safeguarding aesthetics. A neighbor snorted. By dumping trash? Real classy. The commissioner banged the gavel. Suspended pending audit. Charges forthcoming. Karen bolted up. Chair scraping. You'll regret undermining structure. But the room erupted in applause as she stormed out. Her empire cracking. In the aftermath, the audit peeled back layers like an onion, revealing $45,000 siphoned through bogus beautification schemes straight to Karen's family accounts. Indictments flew, embezzlement for her, vandalism for Lila, who plea bargained into scrubbing community gardens. The HOA dissolved temporarily. Reformed with transparent rules, no secret fines. Recall votes mandatory. Neighbors threw a block party. My smoker the star. Laughter echoing where fear once lurked. Karen vanished to her relatives. Her house a ghost with overgrown weeds. I consulted on state HOA reforms, turning my binder into a blueprint. A year later. Ribs sizzling under clear skies. Willow Creek breathed free. But here's the kicker, was Karen the villain? Or just a product of a system that lets petty tyrants wear badges and call it community? You tell me, was she wrong for enforcing order, or did she deserve every bit of that downfall?